It's day 11, and not gonna lie, it's gonna be a pretty boring video today. But I think that's a good thing because it means that I'm doing the stuff I said I was going to do. It felt really good to take the social media apps off my phone. So I've only been on them a little bit on the computer today, not much at all. Feel really good about that. Um, I did want to share with you a discovery that I made a few months ago was on YouTube. There's like all these really great ambient music channels. Ambient? Anyway. Um, and they are, a lot of them have like really beautiful little video backdrops too. So there's this one, Ambient Worlds, that is so awesome. And they have like a whole like Harry Potter series. So like the Ravenclaw room is one of our favorites. And a lot of these videos are like to 7 or 8 hours long. So you can just have them on. And I love listening to those when I'm reading because there's no words, so it's not distracting. There's just like a beautiful image that I can glance at or not. And I don't have to like get hooked into the decision fatigue of like Spotify and finding a playlist or something and getting in the FOMO. If you watched the video where I talked about that, having the perfect playlist. I'm like, no, any Ambient Worlds video is great, but I did recently find one that I really love that's not actually by Ambient Worlds. I can't remember the name of the creator, but I will link it in the description for this video. It's called Fantasy Village is the name of the video, but I can't remember who makes it. And it is so beautiful. It's like this uh in the woods kind of fairy village is the little video, and the music is kind of sounds like, from a fantasy video game, like a score. And it is just perfect for reading. So I've listened to that a ton in the last few days as I've been reading. It's been very helpful. I am still sticking with my limit on my books that I'm consuming. That is so helpful. And the other thing I wanted to share today is I get these things in the mail all the time as a therapist. I need to unsubscribe because I'm like, seriously, do I need to get like 6 of these a week? It's ridiculous, especially with topics I have zero interest in. But this one happened to come today, certified ADHD professional. And I'm like, okay, I see you, Pessy. I might need to do this one. No, I think I might do it because I could make more interesting videos. No, that's not really why, although it would probably happen. To learn about myself and to also be able to better serve folks. Like, I don't think that I will ever intend to specialize in ADHD, but I have clients, as I've mentioned before, who do have that diagnosis, or do struggle with similar issues as me. And I'm sure that I could both help myself better and help them better if I did this training course. And it's all online, of course, and only a couple $100, so it's pretty reasonable. So I think I'll do that. I think I'm going to wait until after the new year to sign up for it. So it's the next month's budget, because that's another thing I'm really proud of myself for, is sticking with the budgeting. And by the way, I'm also been sticking with working on this workbook that I shared about the other day. I'm already through the 2020 reflection, and I'm a few pages into the sort of 2021 intentions. So I'm proud of that because I've already made it further than I've made it in any other year into this workbook. So I'm going to keep with it. That's one of my big goals for the week. And I'm also happy to say that I'm really loving the Tree of Ages book that I started. I think I've probably mentioned before in another video, as much as I enjoy fiction, certain types of fiction, I don't read it much because to me, like I know this is not true, but like the voice in my head is like, that's a waste of time. You should be learning something. So I rarely let myself read fiction. And also, it's like if reading is challenging anyway, like it's hard for it to hold my attention and then I lose the story. And that's just not as much of a challenge when you're reading nonfiction. So, yeah, am like halfway through this book, and it's the first of at least, I I want to say at least 5 in this fantasy series, The Tree of Ages. So I'm really excited about that because it feels really good to be immersed in a fiction book. Speaking of trees and fiction books, The Overstory is my favorite fiction book ever. And I did read that one a lot on audiobook, but I read some of it in the paperback. And if you have not read The Overstory, go and get it. It is so good. And if you're into fantasy, Tree of Ages. So anyway, I think that's it. I think I'm doing my flower essences and sticking with the program. So maybe a couple of boring videos, but hey, that's fine with me. And then of course I'll be excited to share my plan for week 3 this coming Sunday. All right, see you guys tomorrow.